Welcome back to my channel Knowledge Chronicle.
Have you ever wondered why women tend to live longer than men across most parts of the world? Is it genetics, lifestyle, or something deeper within biology? Today, we'll explore the scientific truth behind this gender longevity gap, with detailed explanations, real examples, and surprising facts you probably didn't know. So let's dive deep into the reasons why men die early. Biological differences, the genetic code of life. First, let's talk about the role of chromosomes. Women have two X chromosomes, XX, while men have one X and one Y chromosome, XY. The X chromosome carries many genes related to immune function. If a gene on a woman's X chromosome is damaged, she has a backup. Men don't. For example, if a man has a faulty gene on the X chromosome, it often results in a disease or disorder, whereas women might not even show symptoms due to the second healthy X. So let's talk a bit about hormones. Estrogen, which is more prominent in females, actually protects the heart by increasing good cholesterol, that's HDL, and reducing bad cholesterol, or LDL. On the other hand, testosterone, which is higher in males, promotes muscle growth but is also linked with, more aggressive behavior, a higher tendency for risk-taking, and even a reduced immune response. When it comes to risk-taking behavior, well, it's actually wired in the brain. From an evolutionary psychology perspective, men have evolved to take more risks because of their roles in things like hunting, fighting, and even mating competition. Plus, brain regions, such as the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making, develop later in males. This delay contributes to more impulsive behavior, especially during youth. For example, there are higher rates of reckless driving, drug abuse, and violent confrontations among men, especially in their 20s and 30s. Cardiovascular disease, often called the silent killer, tends to strike men earlier than women. You see, men are more prone to heart attacks and strokes at a younger age, while women's natural estrogen actually provides vascular protection until menopause. Here's an interesting fact. The average age of a first heart attack in men is 65, while for women, it's about 72. Let's talk a bit about lifestyle and occupational hazards. When it comes to job-related risks, men usually dominate high-risk professions like construction, the military, firefighting, and mining. These kinds of jobs, they increase exposure to physical danger, pollutants, and chronic stress. Health negligence is a really big issue among men. Men are less likely to visit doctors, they often ignore symptoms, and delay those important medical checkups. For example, many men actually skip their annual screenings, which can lead to a late diagnosis of serious conditions like cancer or diabetes. When it comes to mental health, the numbers are quite alarming. Globally, men die by suicide 3 to 4 times more often than women, even though women may attempt it more. It's a really serious crisis that often goes unnoticed. Societal pressure on men to be strong or not express emotions, it really contributes to untreated depression. This expectation makes it hard for men to seek help or even talk about what they're feeling. In countries like India, the UK, and the USA, suicide remains, unfortunately, one of the top causes of death in men under 50. It's a stark reminder of the global tragedy we face. When it comes to the immune system strength, studies show that women have stronger innate and adaptive immunity. Men, on the other hand, tend to be more vulnerable to infections and often have slower immune responses. It's quite fascinating how biology plays such a crucial role in our health, isn't it? During the pandemic, COVID-19 mortality rates were significantly higher in men. It's a sobering statistic that highlights the higher risk men face in such health crises. So let's talk about social habits like smoking, alcohol, and diet. When it comes to substance use, men are, more likely to smoke and consume alcohol in large quantities. Over time, long-term alcohol use leads to liver damage, while smoking really increases the risk of lung cancer and heart disease. Now, looking at diet choices, men generally consume more red meat, processed foods, and fast food. A poor diet like this increases the chances of obesity, hypertension, and diabetes. Speaking of evolutionary trade-offs, evolution favored men who could reproduce successfully, not necessarily those who lived long lives. The focus was on early reproduction and strength, which often meant sacrificing long-term health. So, here's an interesting fact. Men tend to age faster, biologically speaking. Studies show that even when they're in their 40s, men's organs and systems often appear older than those of women. Pretty surprising, isn't it? You know, masculinity often discourages expressing pain or vulnerability. Men may avoid therapy, emotional openness, or even discussing health issues, and well, all of this can contribute to early deterioration. Modern medicine is now addressing these issues with gender-specific treatments, awareness campaigns, and preventive screenings. But honestly, awareness must begin early, through education, mental health support, and routine care. So, while biology does play a role, lifestyle, mental health, and societal expectations also shape why men tend to die earlier than women. It's really time to challenge the norms and encourage men to take better care of their physical and emotional health. If you found this video informative and eye-opening, then your one like, share and subscribe will help us create more valuable content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video on Knowledge Chronicle.